Welcome to Monkey and Frank. My name is Doe and my body is Dom. And today was a hard day because it was the first day that I did not smoke cannabis. And let me tell you, it was the reason why it is difficult for me is it's a habit. Like, my body just wants to do what it wants to do, which is familiar to it, and that's smoking cannabis. I've been smoking weed since 16, and I got really attached to it because me and Frank just loved it so much, I guess. I mean, for me, it used to give me anxiety nonstop, and but Frank really enjoyed it, and I just smoked with him ever since. And when he passed away, we were clean. We had just cleaned up our lives, both him and I, and we were maybe clean for a month, and then he passed away. So I was really happy that we had cleaned up our lives, and but I was very sad when he passed away. I mean, destroyed. And I went back to smoking, and I never stopped. I stopped last December before going to Peru because ayahuasca and cannabis do not go well together. Cannabis has a tendency to stop the ayahuasca medicine from doing its work. So I took 30 days off, and when I came back from Peru, it was so difficult. The integration of the knowledge that one, spirit exists, God, death, heaven, dying and going somewhere else. All of these were all new to me. Growing up as a Catholic, I really went away from religion, and I really thought that science was the way to go. So I was agnostic. I kind of believed that there was spirit because growing up, I was always a very spiritual Scorpion, born in November, and I always thought that I was mysterious, and but when Frank died, it kind of kicked my ass. I kind of gave up on the spirituality thing. Instead of going in deep and kind of losing myself in religion, I got really, really angry, and I said, fuck you to everything. And yeah, and I've been smoking ever since, and that's now 9 years, maybe a bit more. I'm not sure. I'm not really good with dates. So stopping cannabis after such a long period of time, it feels like I've lost a best friend. It's not that the feeling of getting high is something that I truly enjoy, because I really feel that at the end, like yesterday or the day before, and anyways, since Peru, cannabis and I are now one. I feel high right now, and I'm not high. Like yesterday when I smoked, there was absolutely no difference in my behavior or way of thinking. So it's weird. I miss going out and just spending time with me and my joint and Frank and all of spirit, God, mother, you name it. It was just me and my illusion. When Frank passed away, I was still a cigarette smoker. Well, I had quit that too, but I restarted it when Frank passed away. And having a smoke every morning, I would go out when I would get to work at around 7 a.m. I would go out to have my first smoke, and that's when I would spend my time with Frank. Even though I knew that I didn't really believe, I still talked to him. I still brought him in my awareness. I would play games like as if his spirit was, as if creativity and imagination was enabling Frank to experience something amazing. Just because I imagined it and Frank was dead, And because he is part of Source, I would like imagine him flying into the universe and seeing all of the planets and the Milky Way, and then coming back to sit beside me where I was smoking my smoke, and and then I would make him fly as fast as he wanted, or I would, just give him a beautiful imaginary ride so that he could smile and be happy even though he had passed. But since Peru, it's been amazing to find out that, or not even to find out, to really create a foundation, because I still don't know if it's true. I still don't know if heaven exists or not. I got so many signs, but no proof. And today I was really thinking about that, on how for the longest time I wanted proof. But today, I'm like, you know what? If I don't want to be like a Judah, like in the Christianity, Judas or whatever his name is, the one that needs proof to believe. I want to believe because I want to believe. I don't want to believe because of proof. So, God, if you don't show me any proof from now until the day I die, I'm okay with that. I will continue to trust and to grow my love for you, for the spirit world, for all of life, just because I want to. And I think that would be a bigger, there's no big or small, but I think it would be a great sign to show that I'm in, this spirituality stuff, this heaven stuff, I'm in. I want to, Another thing that I was thinking a lot about today is the idea that it's like I miss heaven. All my life, I was never happy in this body. I always wanted to be somewhere else, but not somewhere else physically, somewhere else spiritually. I'd never wanted to be here. All of my life, even though I had a beautiful childhood, I was spoiled rotten. I was given love. I had a big family. I was surrounded by positivity. And still, I was a depressed, anxious, scared little boy who often thought about suicide. I don't really share that with anybody because I always was afraid of people kind of judging me. But now I don't mind anymore. Like, I have thoughts that are not my thoughts that come in and promote the thought of suicide when I am suffering, or when suffering. And today, because of the no cannabis, I was suffering. I'm still suffering. This would be the time when I could go outside and enjoy that smoke of cannabis, and that familiar taste and the familiar sensation of the body. Now, I feel high right now, and I do have the same sensation, but it's a familiar I can't say that word, familiarity of the cannabinoid system. I wanted to also share a beautiful conversation that I had with my daughter. So I went out upstairs at around 5 or so. I was just exhausted from the not smoking cannabis. Can you imagine that? I was exhausted from not smoking. And I went up and I just lied down for a bit. My daughter came in the room and she's like, "What's going on, Daddy?" It's like, "Oh, I feel sick." And she's like, "Why?" And I didn't really want to tell her. I was ashamed to tell her that. And how do you explain to a 4-year-old that you're addicted to cannabis and not smoking it? So anyways, what came to mind was, Daddy's medicine. Sometimes Daddy goes out and takes his medicine and comes back and hangs out with you. Well, I've decided to stop taking the medicine because I felt like I needed it. And I felt like I needed to smoke it every night for me to be happy. And that's not true. I really, really feel like now, with all of my healing that I've done this year, that I think I can do it. And she turns around, she's like, you know what, Daddy? I feel sick too. And I'm like, oh, what's up? Well, because I'm not exploding anymore, and but I do want to explode. It makes me feel sad, and because of that, I feel sick. And she's been really good at not exploding. Today was insane. She came home. I went and got her just in the entrance because my wife went and picked them up. And when she got in, I picked her up and I gave her a nice hug and kiss. And the cat did something or whatever in the kitchen. I'm like, hey, get off or get down. And she turns around, she's like, Daddy, it's okay. And she rubs my arm, and she's like, it's okay, Daddy, it's okay. And she gives me a kiss, and it's okay. Take a breath, breathe in. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so amazing. Because, yeah, I did lose my shit. Like, those cats drove me nuts. And more, every time I explode, she turns around, she says, it's okay, Daddy. And she runs to me and starts to cuddle me. And that's one thing. If you don't have any children, or you're thinking maybe not having any children, it's fine. But the beauty and the joy that I get from all of the love that they send my way, like the little boys too, and my daughter's 4, and oh my God, are they so cuddly. Like, I never expected to have little children personally. Like, I never thought I would have had children. Now that I have children, and when they climb up on me, I really appreciate and see the here and now and how freaking blessed I am. I'm not one that would be like, get off, I'm trying to do this and that. I'm like, nope, you want to climb on me? Sure, I'm just gonna lie down and you guys go ahead. I love the feeling having it's like having puppies, climbing all over you and giving you kisses. Well, they do the same, and my daughter is so freaking lovable. So anyways, in the bed, she's like, yeah, Daddy, I'm not exploding, so I feel sick. So she was empathizing with me. She understood what I was going through, and she even created a correlation with her own life. How crazy is that? Like, they surprise me every single day. They're little freaking bundles of wonder and miracle. It's amazing. Being here and now with children and not thinking of the past or the future, and really being here and now is something incredible. They love it so much. And I notice too, when they say, Daddy, look at me, Daddy, look at me, they don't do that when I'm here and now. And that's crazy. Like, I notice as soon as I pick up my phone and I get distracted and I think to myself, I'm just going to go on Facebook or YouTube, and I don't even know why I'm doing it. It's like an addiction to the phone kind of thing. And they catch up right away. And Daddy, look at me. And I love it. It reminds me, like, oh yeah, what am I doing? And I put the phone down and I look at her. I'm like, I see you. What are you doing? And she dances, jumping. Look at me. Look, I can do this. I can do that. And then I stay there. And if I stay there and I continue just looking at her, never mind playing, I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm just looking at this beautiful, beautiful little girl. And yeah, she stops asking because she recognizes right away that I'm here and now, or I'm here for her. Maybe it's selfish, or maybe it's just part of my illusion trying to teach me how to grow spiritually in this love and in this awareness and presence of the body. It's so freaking cool. So I don't know if I've explained it, but what it feels like to Jones to not smoke cannabis after a long period of time, I feel like I've got the jitters everywhere. Like, my entire body is jittery and angst. And I realize more and more now, which is really sad, is that I am still uncomfortable with my body. I'm still uncomfortable with me, with who I am, with how I feel. I've never been not high, and now that I'm not, I'm just looking at it, and it feels like I'm angst. And I've got, just thinking about angst, right? I've got this cat now. is climbing on me, and he just wants love. I know, buddy. I know. Just give me some time, okay? I just want to record. I want to do this, and I'm feeling very spiritual right now. I'm not pissed off. I love you, and it really shows me that I'm doing the right thing, where I should be so frustrated at you right now, but I'm not. I see where you're coming from, and ouchie, that hurt. Oh, the distractions of a cat. No, buddy, come on, give me a break. Where was I? All right, buddy, please. Oh my God, it's so difficult. Oh, so I feel like I'm jittery, or maybe that's a sign too. I really feel like cats are the most spiritual creatures on the planet. Every time that I lose patience, I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm not being spiritual, and I'm not having an open heart and an open soul to accept the love, to accept love, because I don't love myself, or I'm still in the process of learning how to love myself. Some days I feel like I'm doing a great job, but today, with the no cannabis, even the suicidal thoughts, like that was so disappointing. And yet, I have, even like I say this, it was so disappointing. It was disappointing for a moment until I realized, hey, these are not my thoughts. I can do this. I've got a beautiful family. I've got beautiful friends. We got this. We got this. And it was just a grind. So the angst that is coming out inside of me right now, it feels like a real grind, because I don't want to go and get distracted by my phone or Netflix, or I want to be here and now for my body and really be aware of why I am so in love with cannabis, and why, and I can only find out by being present in my body, to look at my body fully as I'm going through this transition phase. And I'm feeling angst. And to me, I can feel all of the fears of losing spirituality, going back to watching TV all the time, or even playing video game, if God forbid. God forbid, I mean. And no, no. Feelings, spirituality, here and now. It doesn't mean that I don't have cannabis inside of me, that I can't pray, that I can't, talk to mother, or do my sapo breathing. I know it's not. You see, I don't know what it's like not to be high. So it's like all of these thoughts, like, oh, I know that maybe I'm not going to go as deep, or I know I'm not going to be able to hit sapo world if I do a proper breathing. That's bullshit. Like, I'm catching myself. Fuck you, Dom, okay? And not fuck you, sorry, that's so rude. I love you with all my heart, but no, okay? I know you're afraid. I'm here for you. And that's one thing, too. I'm so hard on myself. Like, I just said fuck you, right, to Dom. Like, no. Dom is not the problem. I am the problem for forgetting in the first place that I am enough, that I am pure, that I am a soul, that I'm more than just this body. So Dom, this is Do and Dom together talking to you, saying, yo, man, I love you. First of all, okay, I love you. I know you don't feel it right now as you're saying it to you, me, but I do. And the reason why I do is you have a beautiful daughter, you have a beautiful wife, you have a beautiful son. Just those three elements are making your life so rich in details. Like, there is so many details inside your daughter, inside your son, that you can observe, grow with, and participate in, so that you can, I am providing so much to their lives without even trying, just because I am the father and I get to give them love, and the way that I speak openly to them is insane. They are little spiritual creatures, just like my cats. Oh yeah, I want to go back to that. My cats, when they come in and they start talking to me, there's always a reason. Either I'm getting frustrated, either I'm super in love with God and Mother, and Jazz comes in and is like, meow, 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 meow. You did, like, you're doing great. You're being spiritual. You are one with Source. You are remembering who you truly are. And that's freaking awesome. And then you got this guy, Kevin. When I'm feeling down and frustrated and angst and full of anxiety, he comes in and I know he's trying to help, but God, he's like a punching bag, and I don't want to use you as a punching bag. I feel a lot of disappointment every time that I just push you away or tell you no, 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 because I am unable to love myself at that moment. But now you're right beside me, you're purring. I know that I'm doing the right thing. So thank you for showing me the signs. Thank you for not getting pissed off at me for being so mean to you sometimes. And then you always come back to me with so much love. So you are a creature of God. Seriously, like dogs, cats, you can beat them so much and then they come back to you. It makes you feel such like a person that matters, but then when you're down you feel like such a big fool and a big disappointment. But today I feel like, thank you, man. Like, yeah, I'm worthy of forgiveness, I guess. And you're showing it to me. And I really appreciate that. I want to go back to my daughter. I'm just so in love with her. What else was she saying to me in the bed? I wanted to share with you guys. But basically, it was just a long conversation on how she understands and how much love. Oh, yeah. She was cuddling me nonstop. And I love having little conversations with her, like all the time, like subjective conversations. So she had a toy and she put it there and see how far Blueberry is from you? And I'm like, he's not that far. I could go and grab him. For me, far is like across the road. And she's like, no, inside the house, far is there and close is here. And she comes and hugs me and cuddles me. See, Daddy, I'm close and he's far. And I'm like, yep. Yeah, no, you're right. I guess you're just let me know what's your definition of far and close, and I'll totally use that because I love you so much. And she's like, I love you too, that. And it's crazy, and just how much love is in my life. And I am cleaning up my act from cannabis, from everything, so that I don't have to be so tired all the time. Cannabis makes me so tired, which makes me irritable, and I don't want to be irritable around the people that just love me so goddamn much. And that's the thing with addiction. It takes a hold of that person, puts them, separates them from the love, and then makes believe that the only thing that is worthy of love is the substance itself and who you are on that substance. And that's bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, cannabis. It's not your fault. You are not making me feel like that. I feel like that because I'm broken, because I don't love myself. I'm guessing that people who don't have addictions or are capable of controlling alcohol, cannabis, or even cocaine for that matter, they probably have self-love. They probably worked on developing a relationship with themselves. It'd be through working out, because I'm telling you, if you work out, you create a relationship with your body. You have no choice. I've never worked out, and today was I went back and did a CrossFit class, and let me tell you, it was a hard class to accomplish. It's been a long time since I've worked out. And when you go back to the gym, especially CrossFit, man, does it kick your ass. But it was really showing me on how the relationship that I have with my body is still a tense relationship. It's still not perfect. When I would work out in the past, that's before Peru, I would feel sick to my stomach if I would push myself. If I would do any type of cardio, again, I would feel sick. I would start panicking. Just the idea that I could puke in a class in front of other people, it was driving me nuts. I would have to take breaks. And as you know, when you take a CrossFit class, they're always so positive. You can do it, Dom. Come on, get back in. You got this, Dom. And in my mind, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm having such a hard time right now with my body. It's like I'm fighting every moment not to puke. Well, today, I'm happy to say that my workout, when it came to the cardio section, I was good. My muscles were dead tired. Like, my muscles were like, what the fuck? It's been such a long time. And I know, give me a week, I'll be back into the flow of things. But my heart was doing good. And I think the heart is connected to cardio. The more self love you have, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just exploring my own body, right? But I'm going to talk as if I'm right because of my own perception. But today I was working out and I was feeling good. Like, yeah, I was breathing hard and I had but I was not feeling like puking. I was not feeling like I hated myself. Yeah, and I was not scared to push myself. So when it came to the burpees, good old burpees, I pushed myself. Yeah, after 10, I stopped jumping and I would just kind of straighten my arms. Good enough. Um, and because today was my first day of quitting cannabis, I was disappointed at the end of the workout class. Like, so how was it, Dom? And I'm like, oh, I'm disappointed in myself. Like, I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish. It was so hard. And it's not that I couldn't finish. I couldn't keep up. Everybody else was like on their sixth round, and I was on my fourth of the exercise. And she was super supportive, but I still felt disappointed. And I knew it was because of the angst that I was feeling. It's weird because I'm no mind and my mind is silent. I do not think of cannabis, and there's no internal monologue that is telling me, go smoke, you're an idiot, or whatever. But I'm feeling angst, and I'm feeling like my habit is not being fulfilled. Like, hey, you should be eating food right about now. Go eat food. And it's not like I hear that it's my body kind of angst about not doing what I want to do. And that's another thing too that is kind of troubling me, because in spirituality, if you are okay with what you're doing, no matter what it is, like let's say you're really it's your night to be doing cocaine or whatever drugs or alcohol, and you're having a blast and you're really letting go, and then the next day you're still being productive, and it's not being afraid is such a huge thing in life. So for example, if you're a good eater and a good sleeper and everything is regimented in your life, but you are stressed about it, well, I just listened to a podcast with Lex Friedman and this doctor dude about sleep and about the mind and whatever. If you are stressed while doing an action, no matter how good the action is, the stress counteracts it and you are causing harm to your body, like physical harm. There's a substance, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but go check it out. It's Lex Friedman and a doctor dude. And and I believe it. And I really, really believe it, because I've seen it in myself when it came to food. And I talked about it yesterday, is after that crazy mushroom trip when I couldn't even drink coffee, I realized that it was not the food itself that was the problem. It was my mentality about the food. If I gave honor to the food, I wouldn't get a stomachache. If I would eat the food because I was afraid or weak because of an addiction, especially sugar, then I would feel the pain. And yeah, lately I've been eating carbs. I've been feeling the pain, but it's a choice and I can handle it. But if I get pain, like a stomach pain, let's say in the morning I wake up and I get a stomach pain and I was not expecting to have a stomach pain, maybe, I don't know, something. Often, I think I know what it is. I've been eating oranges, like right before going to bed. Like I've been wanting to eat something, because when you're high, you get the munchies. So I snack before going to bed, and I thought, hey, let's do it with fruits. Nope. I know better. to go to sleep with a full stomach or to have something in your stomach will make it. So, anyways, because I know better, I wake up with a stomach ache, and it's weird because if I would do it saying I'm doing like I can't find an excuse on how I would make it so that it's good. Uh, but let's say I would find a way, a spiritual way to eat the orange before. I'm guaranteeing you that I'm sure I would wake up and it would not hurt because of how. And it's weird, right? That's the paradox. Like you think that whatever you eat goes inside your stomach and inside your intestine, and it's false. Yeah, that's true. But there's also another truth that you don't know. You can't see it. And whatever you don't see is magic. And like it seriously is. So everything that's inside of you, you can placebo the shit out of your body and heal it. And I believe in that. That's science. You know, the placebo effect, total science. And I truly believe that you can placebo your body into healing with just the right mentality, with just a sugar pill. You know what I mean? So that's, I realized that. Oh man, that was a cool podcast to really let that shit out and to sit with my body and to be aware of what's going on inside while talking to you guys is so beneficial. And thank you so much for sharing my journey. And again, do not worry. When I get this to it, I would never, ever kill myself at this point in my life. I want my life to, no matter how much of a grind it might be, no matter how much suffering is going to come my way, if it comes my way, I want to be there for it. I want to do this life properly. I feel like maybe in my previous lives I did not have this courage to really go inside my journey and pay attention to my body and be there for my body and create finally self-love for my body. I want to do it right. And if I can't do it right, I want to at least try. Yeah. And that's good enough. Yo guys, Monkey and Frank. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I want to be financially free of doing something I dislike. And that's crazy because I've been noticing that. So that's why I get mad sometimes when my cat comes in while I'm recording this shit. It's because I'm attached to the outcome. Well, tell you the truth, fuck that. I'm doing this for myself. If ever I get no outcome out of it, but at least I'm putting in an effort to talk to my body and talk to Doe and talk to Dom through this podcast and letting them know that I'm there and I'm not giving up, and I promise you, that's good enough for me. And if I can change one person's mind or soul into, you know, getting better in any way, shape, or form, fuck, that's awesome. That's super duper awesome. All right, love you guys, and crazy. I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.